to Behind the Roast podcast. I'm your host, Joseph. And if you're listening to this right now, you're officially part of the beginning. And I want to say thank you for being here. This is our second podcast, and today it isn't about interviews, guests, or deep dives just yet. Today it's all about one simple thing: why this podcast exists. Because every podcast has a purpose, and this one starts with a question I can't stop asking myself. How many stories are we're walking past every day without even hearing them? Think about it. The last time you went to a coffee shop, you'll probably walk in, you look at the menu, you order your drink, you wait, you grab your cup, and then you leave. And there's absolutely nothing wrong about that. But behind the counter, something else just happened. Someone woke up before sunrise to unlock the doors. Someone spends hours prepping, brewing, and dialing in a shot, and hoping the day would be good enough to cover costs. Someone took a risk to open a shop, financially, emotionally, and personally. Yet most of the time, you never hear the story. Coffee has become a part of our routine, but the people behind it are often invisible. And that's where Behind the Roast begins. Over time, through the Daily Brew Reviewer, I started visiting local coffee shops, not just trying drinks, but understanding the culture behind them. What I noticed was this: every coffee shop's different, every owner has a different path, and every roaster have a different philosophy. Some come with corporate jobs, some were former baristas who took a leap of faith, some learned through trial and error, and some almost give up before they even opened. But no matter the background, the passion was the same. And I keep thinking there are the stories people should hear. Not just the finished product, but the journey. That's when the idea for the podcast started to take shape. Not a review show, not a trend show, and not a top 10 drink podcast, but space for conversation. The name Behind the Roast isn't just about the coffee beans. It's about what's happening in the scenes, behind the early mornings, behind the late nights, behind the mistakes, behind the wins, behind the moments no one posts on social media. Every roast tells a story. Where the bean comes from, how they source, how are they roasted, and why the flavor profile matters. But even more than that, there's human stories attached. A person who believes in something enough to take a risk. That's what we're here to talk about. This podcast is about real conversations. You won't hear rehashed answers. You won't hear perfect success stories. And you won't hear everyone pretending the journey was easy. You'll hear honesty. We talk about how business actions start, what people wish they'd known earlier, what amount made them quit, what keeps them going. This podcast is about learning whether you're in the coffee industry or not, because these stories apply far beyond coffee. They're about resilience, commitment, community, and believing in your craft. This podcast is for coffee lovers. It's for baristas who deeply care about what they do. It's for owners who build something from the ground up. It's for people who dream of opening a shop someday. And it's for anyone who believes in supporting local businesses. You don't need to know coffee terminology. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need curiosity. If you even wonder what it takes to turn a passion into a business, you belong here. We lived in a world that moves fast. Everything in an instant, everything is automatic, and everything is a rush. But coffee, real coffee, asks us to slow down. And stories do the same. When you take time to listen, and when you understand we support differently, that's what this podcast is all about: connections. In upcoming episodes, you will hear directly from the coffee shop owners, roasters, and creators who are sharpening their communities. You will hear how they got started, what they learned the hard way, what they are proud of, and what they are still figuring out. No two episodes are the same, but no two stories are the same. If you're listening to this, thank you for being part of the beginning. This podcast is building communities, and everyone listens matters. If you enjoy what you hear, I encourage you to follow the show, share it, and continue to support the local business around you. This is just the start. This is the Behind the Roast. With every cup has a story, and every story deserves to be heard.